Hi, everybody. I am still behind on sleep, and that was evident today at work. I'm going to go to bed a little earlier and not spend a whole lot of time on this, and hopefully get back in the swing of things. Um, I had one thought today. Uh, I've mentioned before that my job involves programming, and I've been wondering more and more about uh, what other people's experiences are in this field um, when they are trying to, uh, you know, work on a project or deal with maybe frustration. Because I seem to take like certain problems that I'm having to deal with really, really hard. And I'm trying to understand if this is par for the course, if everybody just gets stressed out until they see those few things that prove to them, okay, I'm making progress, this is coming together, and then everything's great. Or if the problems I'm dealing with are just especially egregious and really hard to manage. And I guess I can be a little more specific. Um, Even if you aren't a programmer, you can probably still grasp the idea that when you're trying to type code and you're working on problems, you're able to kind of put little tabs in the code and see like, oh, okay, that's what the problem is, and it's kind of this iterative process. You can you add a new thing and you test it and does it do the right thing? No. You can kind of stop at any particular point and kind of see what the status is and figure out what's wrong. Um, but unfortunately, a lot of my problems, I don't get that kind of fidelity in being able to figure out what's wrong, or the error message that I see is very vague and it doesn't tell me much about what I need to do. Or, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, and I could go on a long tear about this, but that the compilation process, the building process that turns the code into something that runs, is really, really uh, arduous. Which is the case for what I'm working on, where some parts of the code I have to drive to another town to get on a very specific machine and compile it and bring it back, and that's a 2 day process to make any changes. Um, so that adds a little bit of the frustration in trying to see like, is it this part? Do I need to drive somewhere? My phone just had an alert, so that's really fun, and I bet that was an annoying sound. Um, so in light of that, these are kind of pretty extreme examples of the difficulty of just kind of accomplishing a normal programming task. But I wonder if other people have the same super high and super low that I feel, where I feel like my soul is getting sucked out sometimes, when I can't feel like I'm making any forward progress or momentum. I'm finding some things to help with that, like being more quick to ask for help and be like, hey, can you do everything that I did and find the flaw that I'm missing, or just have another set of eyes to point at something. And that helped even today, where one of my coworkers who's helping me just said like, hey, have you thought about that? And that was a whole new avenue of way of thinking. And I'm not sure if that's the answer, but it's those kinds of things that help just dislodge me and get out of this. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm just really curious if it takes the strong toll that it seems to on me, um, and that I was worried about before and after this conference over the weekend. So yeah, that's kind of what's on my mind. Hopefully, when all this stress of all the stuff I'm working on kind of gets released a little bit and it's more normal, I can do some more interesting things and not do all these last minute tired and in my bedroom. So uh, that's all for me. I will see y'all tomorrow. Adios.